Hi everyone, my name's Paige Brooks. I'm here to share with you my analysis of an article on which is better, Lorazepam or Phenobarbital in the treatment of alcohol withdrawal. My PICO question before doing research and finding the article was based on the population, patients experiencing alcohol withdrawal, the primary intervention, will those taking phenobarbital compared to those taking lorazepam, with the outcome discharge from their hospital setting more quickly. So put all together, the question is, in patients experiencing alcohol withdrawal, will those who are taking phenobarbital compared to those taking lorazepam discharge from their hospital setting more quickly? What this study found, and here's the link, here's the title of the study. What this study found was that those who were given phenobarbital had a statistically significant shorter hospital length of stay and a statistically significant lower rate of readmission compared to those who took lorazepam, which had longer hospital length of stay and higher rate of 30-day readmission. However, something that I found important to consider in this study was that the majority of patients studied were given lorazepam, more specifically 543 out of the 606 participants, which is quite a large difference compared to the phenobarbital group. And it's hard to say which drug would be truly more helpful with such a skewed population between the two drugs. I'm not sure if the results would be stronger in favor of phenobarbital if there were an equal amount of patients who received that drug, or if it would neutralize the results. The study does go on to consider this skew in the population and discusses how at one of the hospitals that they gathered information from had a more equal distribution of lorazepam and phenobarbital between patients, and those results were equal and no longer statistically significant. So even though this study reached this conclusion, there's a lot more room for further research. So that leads me into, did this study answer my PICO question? And it did. It did say that participants who were given phenobarbital showed reduced hospital length of stay and reduced readmission within 30 days compared to patients who were given lorazepam. That being said, I wouldn't necessarily utilize this study as a conclusion for treatment of patients. I think there's a lot more room for research, and I do think this study was a good starting point for any further research that might be done comparing these two drugs. So if I were to educate a client about this, I think it would be difficult. Anyone who is currently experiencing alcohol withdrawal has a lot of barriers to education, so maybe educating their loved one or them as best I could in that situation. But I would explain how both phenobarbital and lorazepam work in really similar ways. Phenobarbital is considered a barbiturate. It works by enhancing the impact of GABA in the brain. GABA is a hormone that is kind of a feel-good, relaxy hormone. Lorazepam is a benzodiazepine, and it works in a very similar way. However, it's favored in use of treatment because it's less potent and therefore less addictive and therefore less dangerous. And it's got the most research behind it at this time. Both work to relieve anxiety, reduce muscle spasms, and promote sedation, which are the negative effects of alcohol withdrawal. And though this study showed a shorter length of alcohol withdrawal and reduced likelihood of readmission for alcohol withdrawal, Lorazepam is still the most widely used. So I would provide that education, and at this point I'm not sure what I would do. I think I would look to more experienced clinicians to make the decision on which medication is best. But it might be worth a shot to reinvest in phenobarbital for the treatment of alcohol withdrawal. So thank you for your time.